Hi there. In this video, we're going to look at Polkadot and we'll look into where the bulls and bears are battling around, whether there are any traps to trap you, and also whether there are any whales footprint that's going to change the game. So these are education content only, not financial advice. Let's start with the daily chart of Polkadot. Here. Okay, let's zoom in so it's easier if you're watching on a mobile device. What we're seeing is that the price has took the chance, this crossover here, the ceiling of the downtrend, and this resistance of 1.23. Short outside of the downtrend, this very short-term downtrend that lasted for about 2 weeks, and currently trying to head towards the 1.45 orange key level. Let's shrink the box. Okay. Last week, I didn't mention about this date because we were actually getting very close to that date and the price was still below that resistance over here, that 1.23. So anyway, sometimes it happens this way. It stayed low and then all of a sudden it pops outside of the cross. So let's park this date over here. That's 5th May. That's when it happened. It popped outside. Now, what we want to do is to measure this current uptrend. All right, the volume has died down a little over the weekend, but you can see those 6 bars over here are significantly taller than the others in the prior week or two. So if that's sustained, the likelihood of the price coming to challenge 1.45 gets higher, and if it passes this line, that's going to come to challenge the higher level since late February, mid-March period. That's 1.67. Look at the spike over here during mid-March. It was short-lived, but it was still a try by the bulls. So if this uptrend continues, all right, very narrow range. We would have to adjust this later on because I'm sure this will further develop. Here, we've got a date. Okay, that's 19th of May. When we get closer and closer to this gap, this wedge over here, there's only 2 options, okay, the bulls and bears can choose to go, right? Either it breaks the 1.45 key level and comes to challenge the 1.67 I mentioned, or it breaks the support and drops back to retest this 1.23 level. Okay, it happened before 2 times in April and May. So depending on these economic data that's going to come out from the US, as well as the wars in Europe and Middle East, plus US private credit crisis, whatever that comes out. Also, the crypto industry events that's going to happen this week, that's going to change the direction of the moves. How about the big picture for Polkadot? Here, we're seeing that definitely the test to check out the paper hands, it's continuing, but with a slightly positive sign coming in. Not only this kind of commitment with this tall volume bar just in late Feb, now we are seeing another sign of positivity coming in. So what we would like to see is for the price to come back up to challenge somewhere around the 5.15 orange key level. Reason being, this automatic rally back in May last year, yes, it's 1 full year now. That actually 1 year and 4 months if we count from the beginning of the accumulation. But counting from the panic over stage, it's 13 months that we are into this accumulation cycle. So it's not as long as the 2022 to 2024 cycle yet, but we're getting very close. And hopefully by the end of the year, when the US midterm election is over, things get better, okay? Not the best, but still, okay? It's the second round that we're going through a bear market close to 2 years. All right. tend not to use bear market because I look at it through the Wyckoff lens. It's understandable that the price dropped and then it accumulates and then it goes to another distribution cycle. So that's what we want to see. Whales move, not really at the moment. They may be gathering stocks during this period, okay? Because we see very narrow price spread over here. You see all these candles are very short, but the volume is actually higher than summer last year. So some people may be selling while some whales maybe continue gathering stock. All right. See you in the next video, and remember, you can find me on Substack at SLX. Thank you.